I am currently standing in front of the 2017 Genesis G80, almost as reliable as a Toyota.
Hang on. This is the most reliable brand just released by JD Power, period. The most reliable brand.
And isn't it also more luxurious than a Mercedes E-Class?
It definitely has more options.
Which is crazy. I think we need to do this review right is what that means. Voila! Check that out, huh? That worked pretty good. I got it. Check that out.
What? Are you kidding me? Really? Oh, wow. Unreal. Unreal.
You did not buckle my seatbelt. All right, any more light, chauffeur? Way too much light. My goodness. I'll take care of it. I got the back. Chauffeur, cherry, please. Well, thank you very much. Another one? Another one. Jeez. What are we doing?
Yeah, you're telling me. Cat and pixie dust, let's go.
We're all dressed up here. I'm sweaty as can be. We spent $5 on a thing of water to make a clip. Let's get back into our normal clothes.
Yeah, can we please?
Much better. These clothes. Wow.
I agree.
Why am I still in the back seat? Get me out of here. Oh, jeez, why so aggressive? That was a very aggressive transition. Very glad I'm back in the front though. Wow, this thing is luxurious.
I love it.
Holy crap, talk about adjustability.
Right.
You're down all the way right now and I'm up all the way. Look at that difference. I gotta be up, what, 8 inches higher than you?
The seats are pretty cool. It's like a straight sofa. I think these have the 14-way adjustable seats. If you have the, I believe it was called the Ultimate package, you can get up to like 17-way adjustable seats.
I'm very impressed with the seats. The seating position is awesome. I love how you can make this feel like an SUV by getting up so high, and you can also really make it feel like a sports car with how low you get. Like you can be sitting on the ground like you do in our F-Type. It's a pretty neat experience with the amount of adjustability with these seats. Not only that, but the leather is very nice in here. The headrest is sweet. All of that is awesome.
Now, if we were not using the cruise control feature, we can still have the auto hold feature. And what that does is when we come up to a stoplight, if we're not using cruise control again, that'll automatically hold the car in place until it's time to go again. Simply hitting the gas pedal will get us going. Which is substantially better than Mercedes system. So rather than having to push your foot all the way to the floor and use all of that leg muscle, you just have to simply press a button. Yeah, so in the Mercedes too, that is how you activate the brake hold feature. There's not a button to push, but you just put additional pressure against the brake pedal. Now sometimes with that, you'll find yourself having to readjust or re-hit the brake pedal a couple times. So I like the ability to just simply turn it off or on. Back in 2012, this car really intrigued me when the R came out with that V8, 429 horsepower. We don't have that, but we have a V6. What do we got here? Not a whole lot. But for how much does this car weigh? 4,500 pounds. There are half-ton pickups that weigh that much. So for the V6 that is in here, it is quite impressive that this tank can get to 60 miles an hour in about 6.5 seconds. It's not too bad. However, that is slower than all the competitors. The Audi, the BMW, the Mercedes will be about 1.5 seconds faster than that. But that's not what the Genesis is about. There might be some sportiness to the design, but this is an elegant cruiser.
Both Todd and I are extremely impressed with the Lexicon surround sound system. It is extremely good and it is very luxurious sounding. Very similar to our Mercedes AMG GLC 43 Coupe.
The Burmeister system that is under the glove box is registering the air quality in the car. It is adjusting it to the optimum air that we need to breathe to prevent fatigue. We're ultimately talking about why this is the best car under $25,000, luxury car, and part of that is, all in all, the repair cost associated with it. Yeah, you might say some of the competitions are a little bit nicer car, a little bit more refined, might even offer a better driving experience. But when you're talking about a used car under $25,000 in this segment, you cannot beat it. None of the competition comes close to the reliability rating, as well as, at the end of the day, this is ultimately a Hyundai. There is a lot more production, a lot more parts. Therefore, the demand and the price for parts will not be as high as something such as a BMW or Audi. Down the road, you can expect a much lower repair bill if you even have to make any repairs in general.
I absolutely love the suspension, just soaking up bumps as I float down the road. It's a really awesome suspension that this Genesis features. I really enjoy it. I'd love to take this car on a road trip because I think it would excel at that just by more than any car that I think I've been in personally for an extended period of time. As I gaze under the biggest hood I think I've ever seen, I find just a wee little 3.8 liter V6.
There's plenty of room for a V8 in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, there is, with 311 horsepower. And how much torque did you say?
Like 293.
293 torque? Okay.
Yeah, around 6,000 RPM, so good high revving engine.
Okay, okay.
Gas mileage isn't the greatest, obviously, because we do have that all-wheel drive, the Htrac system.
Well, and we weigh like 4,500
4,500 pounds. So for gas mileage, guys, only expect like low 20s, even high teens driving around town.
That is not good.
Exactly. This is like, it's like half-ton truck gas mileage.
Well, it weighs about as much too.
Right, right. But you could possibly see mid-20s on a road trip.
Of a sporty side to it, where the Genesis is really like
shirts on inside out.
Genesis G80 is not really like any of the competitors. All the other competitors have sort of a sporty side to them, where the G80 stays straight luxury, and you can tell that just by starting up at the front end. We have LED lights everywhere, from the headlights, the fog lights. Only thing that is not LED would be the halogen turn signal. The grille is straight luxury and refinement. Check out how nicely that adaptive cruise control sits right in there.
I do like the way the adaptive cruise even integrates with the newer models that have a lot more complex grille.
Yeah.
Like it's one of few models that you really have to look to see that it's on there, which I think that's just an awesome design feature. What do you guys think of that logo? I think it's a pretty fitting logo for a luxury brand. It looks quite similar to another luxury brand, does it not? Bentley, with the wings on the side, the logo in the middle. It's a luxurious looking logo. Now, what is unique about that is the reason maybe it looks like Bentley is the chief designer of the Genesis also once in his past designed some Bentleys as well as Lamborghinis. Kind of a cool resume to have for the start of your brand. That Genesis brand did start in 2017, although there were Genesis prior to that with the Hyundai nameplate. Now, they wanted to be something different. They wanted to be something unique. And that is the way, I'm going to try his name, guys, but I'm going to butcher it, and I don't even remember it, but I'll try anyways. Luke Dunkerwalke?
Sounds right.
No, it's not, but that's all right. He's a Belgian designer, and that's his attitude towards the brand as a whole. And he stayed the head designer right up into 2020, where he has parted ways now with that Hyundai nameplate. Starting on the exterior of the Genesis, we are going to have all those luxury features that you would expect from someone trying to be a luxury car. We have the parking sensors, the adaptive cruise control, as Austin mentioned. We have the headlight cleaners. Up here we have automatic rain sensing wipers, as well as another thing for the adaptive cruise. That's also for the high beams, actually.
Oh.
Adaptive cruise is down here. Up on the windshield, cool. It's for the automated high beams.
Cool.
Because of the designs and the way the lines flow through this car, you would think this car is a lot bigger than it is. Now, it does feel like a big car.
It feels huge.
And
it looks huge.
It absolutely does. However, this is not the biggest Genesis there is. There is the G90 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this one would be comparable to an E-Series Mercedes.
Yeah, an A6.
An A6, and also the BMW 5 Series was the main competition. Now, was it competition or was it not when it came out in 2017 with that Genesis brand? The sales were very similar, however, at the lower point. About 7,000 to 10,000 units of the G80 were sold, compared to the A6 as well as the E-Series Mercedes in the US, the E-Class. They were like 10, 12, 16,000. That BMW, however, that if you added all the other ones up together, you still wouldn't touch the BMW sales, which cleared triple digits.
That's crazy. If you guys are new to our channel, we do car reviews. We do stuff with our Jaguar F-Type R. We throw mods on random cars like Toyota Camrys, and we review high-performance stuff like the new Corvette C8. Go check it out. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit that notification bell, and I hope to see you in the future. Let's get back to the video. The rear end of the Genesis is personally my favorite part. I really like the way the taillights look when they're on. Take a peek right now. Also check out those dual chrome. Isn't this like the exact same thing, but with the Hyundai logo on it from 2015?
Exactly. 2015 is when this car came out. 2017, we lost that Hyundai logo and it became an official brand, Genesis.
So this is the first year of Genesis right here.
It is. When do you think Hyundai entered the U.S. market?
Oh, isn't it like the 80s?
It was the mid-80s, 1986 I believe it was. And I think that's kind of what has given Hyundai a bad rap in the U.S. for whatever reason. It's kind of always been known as this cheaper brand, which it is a more affordable brand. There's no denying that. But they have been around for a long time. Hyundai has been around since the late 60s, and they've been a massive company, absolutely huge. There's a misconception, at least I had a misconception, that Kia and Hyundai have always been connected, and that's not necessarily true. Kia is actually an older company dating back to the 40s, where they actually built motorcycles prior to getting into the car game.
Interesting.
That relationship joined together the Hyundai Kia when Kia was having some financial troubles. So what is interesting about Hyundai when people frown upon them is they are the fourth largest automotive manufacturer of sales product in the entire world.
I never would have guessed that.
What else is interesting about Genesis specifically, just released by J.D. Power and Associate after a 3-year trial, a 3-year investigation, Genesis is the most reliable vehicle on the road. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be embarrassed to say this or not, but I've had this strange infatuation with the Genesis name and the Genesis car more or less since they came out. Like,
I think the new G80 is one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen.
they're striking, are they not?
Yeah.
And they're unique. And the features you get for the money, like, it's always intrigued me. And in the automotive market, I've always had this thing for like the underdog or the unique car. And the fact that you're only seeing 7, 8, 10,000 models on the road, obviously you're not going to be seeing as many of them.
Yeah.
I like the car that people have to say, what was that just went by?
That's exactly probably why I have an Abarth and you have an F-Type.
It might be that, but I seriously have had this infatuation with Genesis, and I continue to with the new models, with the G70s, the G80s, prior to 2021 with that brand new release. But they're sporty, they have the sexiness to them, they're luxury. I really dig them. Let's check out the inside of the G80. So the key fob's nice. It actually has a nice little weight to it. Much nicer than something you'd find on a car that you would expect to be more luxurious than this one. Obviously that key fob, so we have the one touch. We also have that lock there. Easy to do, easy to get into. Nice big door to grab. Check out that sill that says Genesis on it to let you know we have Genesis plastered everywhere in this car. So these seats are quite impressive. This is the premium package. There is a package above this, which is ultimate. Both of those packages are around a $4,000 increase on that base price when the car was new. In the Ultimate package, we're going to see some additional leather, some additional seat options. However, this is pretty darn good. We have a 12-way adjustable seat in 4 different positions for that lumbar. I love this car. I love the sitting position. I love the seats. We have all sorts of adjustability. 4 different lumbar settings to play with. You can just completely sprawl out and lay down in these seats. At 6 feet tall, about 215 pounds, I am completely comfortable. It doesn't matter the size, the weight, how tall you are, you can get comfortable in this car. Let's just see how crazy the back seat is. I left that front seat where I was comfortable. And getting in the back seat, as you can see, I have plenty of legroom. Now, we don't have the feature where we have power seats in the rear, so the back seat does have a bit of a slope, but it's like straight lounge chair back here. I can go forward in the front. I can get as much legroom as I need in the back in the Genesis. Obviously, I have all these fun little features for privacy, including the rear sunshade. Check that out right now. There's definitely not a ton of features back here, but enough for it to feel special. I can control my heat vents. I have heated seats in my armrest, and with the way the panoramic roof opens, I do have the ability to see daylight directly over my head.
Check out that sweet Genesis logo that would normally shine down onto the ground. It's a bit too bright today to be able to show you guys that, but there it is. The interior of the Genesis is laid out very nice, and it is extremely luxurious, there's no doubt about that. We have a nice brushed steel or aluminum look around the whole interior, with some very nice looking wood grain around that. We also have leather everywhere. If it's not leather, then it's a very high quality looking plastic. The displays in both the center stack and the center console work extremely well and are very, very user friendly. Although they are not nearly as luxurious looking as the competitors with the cars dancing all over the screen and things like that, they're very easy to use, they're pretty quick for response, and they work very well. They do feature Android Auto and Apple CarPlay straight from the factory. You can also access most things in the menu on the center one from the buttons right down here. I personally think they did the best job with the layout on the one in between the gauges. It is a very smooth transition between everything, and I really like the way it's laid out. Everything's super easy to use, super responsive, and you can just control it with the right buttons here on the steering wheel. This is how you go through your pages, and this is how you scroll once you're in them. There is storage in all 4 doors. All 4 doors are actually identical for storage. There is lots of storage in the Genesis. Right up here, we have an aux port, a USB port, as well as 2 cigarette ports. We have 2 cup holders, as well as a very roomy glove box.
With certainty, one thing the Genesis has that the competition did not in 2017 is the standard safety features. The way these features work are amazing. Right now I have the cruise control set on 55 miles per hour. I have my adaptive cruise control set on 55 miles an hour. I have my lane keep assist on, and guys, this is a brilliant system. It really is. The smoothness to it, the reliability of it is really second to none. It is as close to a self-driving car as you could get without it being a self-driving car. So I do have my hand on the wheel. It does have a feature where it's going to recognize when I take that hand off of the wheel. I'll get an audible chime and it'll tell me to put my hand on the wheel. But ultimately, I can just put pressure against the wheel, and as long as there are lines on both sides of the road, it's not only it'll keep me within those lines, and it's not like a lot of cars that just kind of bounces from line to line. It does a pretty good job of keeping me centered in the lines. Now check out the adaptive cruise. My foot is not on the brake. We're coming up to traffic right now. Oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? No foot on the brake. That car moved. We're coming up more. Oh, I want to hit the brake, but I'm not going to. I did not touch the brake pedal at all. 55 miles an hour, down to 5 miles an hour. Here we go again. I have not touched anything. Now we're going to come up to a stoplight. Let's see how the system interacts with that. Again, I am not touching the brake pedal. I am not touching the gas pedal. I have light pressure on the steering wheel. How is the system in the Genesis going to respond at a stoplight? We're at a complete stop. It still says the system is engaged. Use switch to accelerate. So all I have to do when this light turns green is simply hit the up button on the cruise control, and we're gonna get right back to where we were cruising at 55. Now, if I was not using the feature that I'm using now, again, I'm sitting at the stoplight, nothing is on the wheel, the light is turning green, so all I'm gonna do is hit up here and away we go. Again, guys, just brilliant for 2017 in a Genesis. You can't get this in the BMW, you can't get this in the Audi in 2017 with the reliability and functionality that is offered in what was once a Hyundai. We're gonna put the Genesis up in the air and take a peek underneath. Now the Genesis is available in a rear wheel drive and is a rear wheel drive focused platform. However, when we get that Htrac all-wheel drive system, which from the factory, from new, was about a $2,500 feature, we're gonna take a peek underneath, kind of look at it, see if there's anything on this used model we're looking at today that might indicate areas of wear or concern. The track records, you can see looking at the underside of the G80 that everything that possibly can be covered is covered. That's adding an additional layer of sound deadening to add to that luxurious ride while you're in the cabin. Let's see what we can learn looking around back here. Both the front end and the back end of the G80 have a 5-link suspension. That means there's 5 different links helping the wheel and the suspension travel. Now that is a good thing when you're talking about driving down the road, both with performance, you're gonna have more agility around curves, as well as smoothness and soaking up bumps. That might become a bad thing, however, when a car gets higher in mileage, because you have 5 different components on all 4 wheels that could potentially fail or need maintenance at some point. So we actually have that nice dual exhaust system for that 3.8. Above that, we have the drive shaft that we can't see going to those back wheels. We get to the PTO that's on the back of the 8-speed transmission that's right here. That PTO through this drive shaft sends power up to the front differential, which is underneath all the paneling. We are not going to get into taking all the paneling off today.
For under $25,000, the Genesis really is a bargain. There's a lot of awesome features that you can get on a really low mileage car, and also you know that you're going to have the reliability on your side.
Not only reliability, but if something were to happen, you know you're not driving a BMW or Audi that has a notorious high repair bill behind it. But you're not going to necessarily have that in a Genesis.
For sure. Thank you guys so much for joining here today on Performance on Wheels, reviewing the 2017 G80. I really do think this is the best luxury car you can get for under 25 grand. Comment down below if you guys have anything that you think is better than this for under 25 grand. Be sure to smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and check out some of our other videos. Have a great day.
See you guys.